I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. We are going out live this evening, and we will be recorded for rebroadcast. I need to ask if anyone in the audience is recording this meeting. All right, first item on the agenda was a continued public hearing at 7 o'clock for the Diamond Pontiac Cadillac GMC dealership. They have requested a continuance. As you may have seen in an informational email, they have not yet been given authority from, the engineer has not been given authority by the property owner to redesign the plans as we discussed last month at the meeting. So they've asked for a continuance to October 23rd, Sheila?
Yes.
Okay, so that being the case, is there a motion to
I'll
continue
make a
that hearing?
motion that we continue them to October the 23rd at 7:15.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. All right, we had a request for a certificate of compliance that came in Friday or Monday from Martha Pellegrino. I take it you're Martha?
Yes.
From 14 Old Colony. Her property actually is due to be sold and closed on Monday. She had a septic system replacement, if you might recall, a few months ago. We had a filing for her. We did have an as-built plan that came in from Tom Purcell's office, and the septic system has been replaced as per the Board of Health. And Dan and I went out last evening to take a look at it, and you know, it is all completed. The hay bales and silt fence is still in place. The area has been grassed, so it's pretty stable. So we're just looking for the certificate of compliance to be issued.
Make a motion we issue the certificate.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? It's pretty straightforward. It's had to be replaced. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So voted.
And they had it all ready for me.
Thank you.
Sign it.
So we'll just sign this quickly and we'll be good to go.
Thank you very much.
You're
Just
welcome.
go
Good
make a
luck.
copy for her and she can take it with her?
That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great. And you'll have it. And you'll be all set. Okay.
Did you need this extra plan?
Yes, I don't have an
Oh,
envelope.
good.
That would be great.
Well, you can have everything you submitted.
Thank you.
Okay?
Sure.
All right. So we put 4 on there. And
So you're gonna, we'll give you a minute to go make a copy so she can take it with her.
and complete certification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you say, October 23rd at 7:15?
Yes. Give somebody else a chance to be on at 7 in case they still have issues to work out. That way we can get them
I'm just trying to see what we can move up. 7:15 hearing, we can't start until 7:15.
Right.
7:30 as well. Scott Morrison's not up.
Is that it?
Since Michael's not here, I'm sure we're not, we'll talk about the regulations after, but.
Plus Chuck's not here, so it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give Sheila my corrections,
Okay.
so she can,
Clean up the draft.
she's coming.
When did you say you did that inspection?
Yesterday.
That was the 10th.
Yep.
Pretty good night.
Yesterday.
Yesterday
Oh, I'm
was
sorry,
the
it
10th.
Monday the 9th. I'm sorry. Tuesday.
Monday the 9th.
So,
Oh, my goodness.
it's yesterday. We'll make it yesterday. It was done. Okay?
All right. There you go, Martha, you're all
Today
set.
was 12 years.
I know.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got in a couple minutes before the next hearing. Since Chuck and Michael aren't here, Sheila, I'm sure we're gonna postpone discussion on the regulations, but I wanted to give you mine so you can make the
Okay,
corrections in the interim.
all right. Ooh, thank you.
I'd really like to get those wrapped up for the next, we do have to have a public hearing on it too,
Okay.
so,
I wasn't sure
yeah,
how you guys, I know the planning board is in the regs to do it.
yeah.
And I do believe Mr. Morrison is here, so if you want to take him.
Yeah, I guess we could. Pardon me, Scott.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm going to set up right up.
Yeah, sure.
That way the folks at home can...
This is relative to, this is just a discussion on this issue with 1 Sophia Drive.
Yeah, just to make the board aware, the Conservation Commission reviewed this plan, approved the order of conditions. The house was constructed. Just before closing on the house, it was determined that there was a survey error. What I did was I sketched on what was proposed and built over this, just so it's easier to show the changes. The original lot, or what everybody believed to be the lot, was here. These lines haven't changed here, back through here, and then out. This dashed line shows where everybody believed the property line to be when it was permitted. Since then, right before closing, again, there was a survey error that was noted, so that the property lines actually goes through here. So it comes much closer to the house. Actually, a portion of the house is located on the
The
adjacent
neighboring
property.
property.
Steve Gallo Builders immediately contacted the abutter to inform them what had gone on. They attempted to negotiate to see if they could revise lot lines to simply be able to leave the house as is. Those negotiations have failed. Ultimately, the property owner has indicated that they want this portion of the house removed from their property, which gives them, essentially what we've done here is, again, this outline here is the driveway that was permitted that goes through. The house is proposed right, is constructed here. What we're proposing to do, if you see here, is slide the house this way. So we'll need to construct a new foundation here. What that does is kind of eliminates portions of the driveway here, so we've got to do a realignment of the driveway through here. All the work's going to remain within the existing erosion control barrier, so we don't need to expand anything any further outward. We've just got to shift that to the north. As part of this project, if you look in my narrative, we're proposing to restore this entire area that was originally disturbed for construction of the house. So the house will be pulled over, regrading to make sure that the grading's on their property. This area, all the material will be pulled back, topsoil, and then there's a planting plan. We're planning on planting some oaks, white pines, and artificial bluegrass, some other shrubs to restore that area. So this area here, which is currently off-site, will be fully restored by planting saplings, shrubs, ground cover. The house is proposed to be shifted, and then we'll expand the driveway. Essentially comes in. There's a little realignment. We met with the Worcester Conservation Commission in Worcester, and then this small section will have to be kind of pushed to the north, closer to the erosion control barrier. But again, we don't need to go any further than the existing erosion control barrier. Everything's contained within it. We're requesting that the commission consider this a minor modification to the approved order of conditions, simply because we're doing some restoration work and the overall footprint of the project's actually being shrunk. and we're remaining within those, the erosion control barrier. I'd be happy to answer questions if you have questions at this point.
I mean, the only problem with this is under policy 85-4, we have to have a public hearing. We have to amend your order of conditions to reflect the new plan. So this is not an advertised hearing, so now we have to go through a hearing.
Yeah, if the commission feels that it's a more than an insignificant change and would rather that we go through that process, we can certainly
Well,
do that.
according to the policy, it doesn't say that. It just says we can amend it if it's not substantially different in scope from the original filing. So,
Right, and kind of our approach was that, anytime construction occurs, that there's some, minor modifications. But certainly, if you prefer and we go through the public hearing process to formally amend that, that's fine.
board members?
I mean, just speaking for myself, it's not as though the nature of the project itself has changed.
No.
You're shifting the house. There's no additional wetland disturbance.
Right.
It's not as if, there's a house, now there's a garage, or now there's a patio on the
Right.
house. So,
No, I don't disagree. It's just the process. This is what I tried to get across 2 weeks ago, because we could have had this advertised tonight to reopen the public hearing and amend the order. But, what you guys want to do?
Now, you've got a foundation on the other person's property. What are you going to do? How are you going to restore that? What kind of equipment are you using?
Essentially, what they've got to do is jack up the house, construct the foundation, excavate and construct the foundation here, shift the house, cut off this foundation, remove this portion, and then reform a new foundation at the end. We looked at other options of swinging the building, and I think this is the easiest way of fixing this unfortunate
You're
situation.
going to remove the entire foundation and then fill?
I think
abandoned
they'll try and
foundation.
leave. Yeah, that's going to be removed, and all the fill that's on this property is going to come out.
Questions on this side of the table? I guess procedurally, my question is, what do you want to do?
You're saying that the hard and fast rule we have to advertise. I mean, for me, I would just assume you say, put a note in the file and let it go, rather than go through the time and expense of the process. But we also have to protect the town, and we don't want any issues with the abutters, so we have to.
and the project itself hasn't changed. It's just there was an error, and
I
now
know.
they're rectifying the error.
I'm not disagreeing. Here's policy 85-4. You can take a look and see what you think. But it doesn't say that. It says you can amend the order of conditions, but there's a process. How long is something like that going to take to do?
My guess
It
is,
sounds painful.
Sounds involved.
yeah. I don't think there's an easy.
No.
Are there people living in the house now?
No, it was literally within like a week of closing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, so it's been sitting vacant all this time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they essentially were trying to negotiate, immediately they tried to negotiate a deal, and they were working on that for quite a while. And when it came to the conclusion, they didn't want anything to do with it, forcing the house to be moved, so.
How on earth did that happen to begin with? That's a major oops.
Yeah, I don't know the
I
specifics
hope
of
they
it.
have their errors and omissions policy.
Yeah, wow.
in place. Wow.
That's a big chunk of the property.
I was wondering if the people are still interested in buying it.
I don't know.
I was
Oh,
curious.
yeah. Another
Yeah, you
one.
lost the sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, would you? I wouldn't.
I mean, that's like a fifth of the property size, isn't it? That strip.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid.
yeah,
That's a pretty good percentage.
yeah.
So what are you thinking, Dan?
Sounds like we're in the bound by it.
Did you find the part about the scope of the project has not substantially changed?
Yeah, I'm looking at that. It's saying it recommends the following procedure, so that to me kind of gives us a little leeway.
I mean, has Joe Bellino ever commented apart from what the policy says about
Plan
what
changes
we have?
and decreasing
discretion.
are appropriate for amendments. If the determination is made that the project purpose and scope has changed substantially, blah, they should file a new notice. That a new notice is not necessary, should publish newspaper notice, so there's number 3, in the same journal. Yeah. So I think we're kind of stuck. That language right there, kind of.
As
Can we
Mike
get
would
this on
say,
for the next meeting?
Yeah. Right.
if we have a should versus a shall, then
Yeah, tomorrow's the deadline.
All right, so do you agree?
Seems we're kind of bound by it, so yes.
All right, then we'll get it on to the next agenda.
Do you need a check from us for the legal ad?
Yes, that would be nice, 50.
50, okay.
And what do you think the time?
I'm going to guess it's 7:30. I think I've got 2 already.
All right,
7:30.
so we'll plan on this for 7:30 then.
Okay.
It's on at 7, June.
She said she thinks she has 2, she's not sure.
No,
J
7,
Hill.
7.
J Hill, and then 7:15 is school here, the field. So it would be 7:30,
Oh, Franklin Field.
yeah.
What is J Hill?
Pool, RDA.
What's the building?
Professional determination.
I would recommend we do it at 7, or at least put this at 7:10, because this is going to be quick, and rather than keeping it at 7:30 and then...
7:10?
So I'll make a motion that we schedule the hearing for 7:10 on the 25th.
Okay.
With
I'll
the
second that.
gentlemen asked.
Okay, all those in favor?
aye,
Opposed, so voted. All
I
right.
appreciate it, thank you.
thanks.
All right, now we're running late, so I apologize. Next hearing is scheduled for 7:15, and this is on the request for determination of applicability for the demolition of a building at 141 Auburn Street. Is there a motion to open?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Apologize for starting late, gentlemen. No problem. Anyways, want to run through your project here?
Yeah, real briefly, I know we were here a few weeks ago for the ANRAD. Actually, that's just the brief out for the DEP.
Okay.
Basically, it's the same plan, should have in the packets.
Yeah.
What we're proposing for the request for determination is Joe wants to take down the existing building that's out there, and a portion of it falls within the 100-foot buffer zone. In addition, we also, I know that it's not required, but we also are just showing 2 test pit locations, which we need to do for our drainage design. And those are also within the 100-foot buffer zone, the existing wetlands. Proposing to keep them 40 feet and 50 feet away from the existing wetlands level.
Okay, I'm glad you included those, that's great. Any questions for anyone?
Seems fairly straightforward.
Yes. It does. Anybody over here? There's no public comment? Nobody there?
There's nothing, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
I'll second that. That was the fastest one in history.
I know, huh? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. That was pretty simple. Does anyone care to make a motion for decision?
Let somebody else take it.
I'll move that we issue a negative determination.
Okay. It does fall within the jurisdiction, but the work as proposed isn't going to adversely impact. Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Sheila, do you have a form we can sign?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll get that out to you guys. Will you be able to do that
I'm hoping
tomorrow?
I can get that done tomorrow.
Okay. All right, thank you for your time.
One last question, was the ORAD issued also?
Did you get that out?
Yes,
I thought it did go out,
Sent out
yeah.
an email about that, saying that you got it.
trying to think.
I did it because of my office.
Oh, okay, we'll check.
Okay, yes, I'm pretty sure I got that right.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
told me
'cause
that you
yeah,
did,
I said, yeah,
before you went on
I
vacation.
mailed it even.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
thank you.
I think that's the form. Is that really
Determinate
Do we
applicability.
have the middle school?
Yes, okay.
Pardon me?
Do we have the middle school coming?
Yes, we do. 7:30, I think, isn't it?
Maybe there's a revised agenda, it's not showing the one that she handed out.
What are you looking at?
The middle school,
It's
7:30.
not on the one in the packet.
It's right here. It's right
Right.
above
Oh.
discussion.
But this is what you gave us 2 weeks ago.
It's on the
so-
town
Oh,
clerk's
okay,
one.
that's the old one,
Whoops.
I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't get it on either.
Well, she
That's
sent out
okay,
a-
I was
she
getting
gave
a little
us a-
nervous.
She gave us a draft one 2 weeks ago,
That's
but she
fine.
gave us she mailed you another
It is-
one.
It is 7:30.
It was emailed, wasn't it?
I think I did.
But I
I'm
copied
sorry,
the
I
one
should
from the
make
town
extra
clerk's posting
copies.
online.
Enough extras.
Dan,
Yep.
signature sheet.
Please and thank you.
Would you like me to make? more
No, no,
copies?
I was just going off of this and
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me to check the website.
That's all right. I should have made yours ready this evening.
We have a couple minutes before the 7:30 hearing, so Chuck, since Michael isn't here tonight, I figured we'd probably want to wait to vote on the regulations.
Okay.
But I had been through them all and I had given Sheila mine for corrections.
Okay.
You know, I have a couple of substantive things I want to talk about to the board about, but we'll probably wait till we're all here. I guess. I didn't know, had you gotten through them? Did you have any
Yeah, I did.
corrections or anything you wanted to give her now? or-
Yeah, but I have my notes on there. Give it back to her. Yeah.
Oh, here's your copy. I made you a copy. Did you print one out yourself, or is that?
No, you gave it to me last time.
Oh, I did.
So you give me another one.
Yep. I can't remember. I could have a checklist, I guess.
We're still carrying the enforcement order for Reliant.
Yep, I got a phone call yesterday from an attorney from Myrick Connell
Okay.
that's representing Reliance, and they've been in touch with, it was quite a story how he got the enforcement order that we issued. But long story short, it finally made its way to the facilities manager for Reliant, and they got it to their attorney. And they've had a conversation with that Gustafson Plumbing. And I guess the bottom line is that the attorney that I spoke with yesterday is going to file, they're going to hire an engineer to do a plan,
Okay.
and they're going to do a notice of intent. They're going to try to get it in by the deadline, by our next meeting. If he cannot get it in before that date, he's going to contact me to let me know. So we should see that certainly by the second meeting in October, I would think, for a hearing. But, yeah. It's an attorney Dawson, with Myrick Connell.
Dawson?
Yeah. I don't recall the first name, but it's with Myrick Connell.
Miracle Connell?
So we don't have to carry that any longer on the agenda.
Well, I just want to, I suppose you don't have to put it on the agenda, but it's going to be coming as a notice of intent. I don't want to lose track of it.
So I'll leave it?
Well, you can take it off, but, you know, we just got to make sure we get a filing. You know, I don't like to take them off till we see the filing come in.
All right, I'll hold it there then.
Because we lose track of things and they never come back. You know, they go into that abyss somewhere.
Also, I had, if we get a second, 510 South Street, we were supposed to ratify that enforcement order.
Yep.
That went out.
Yes, I know. I got a phone call from an engineering company on that as well while we're talking about that. Why don't we ratify the order before we forget?
Okay.
That was the one that went out under one signature because it was not on the agenda at the last meeting. So is there a motion to ratify that?
Somebody else want to do it?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. This one here, I couldn't recall, so I had a conversation with Sheila. There are no wetlands on that site. Was it your concern because of the water district's well fields across the street? I wasn't clear what because you and Michael had seen that.
Well, I wasn't clear where the footprint of the site is going to be relative to where I've been on the path back there, because depending on how far down the project was, as you follow that path on water department property, obviously as you get further to the right along the shore of Dark Brook Res, it's wetter and wetter. So I just didn't have a good mental picture of
This
where.
is the parking lot across the street from the water district's building
Yeah.
That's fine, so-
on Southbridge Street.
Oh, I thought we were talking
No,
about.
no,
Oh, okay.
on Southbridge Street, the water district's office building,
Yeah, the parking
the
lot
parking lot,
next to the Mass Pike or whatever.
right.
The storage lot by
It's just-
Trinidad.
It's
On
on-
Church Street?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Across from Church.
I thought we were having a different conversation. So.
No, this is the one we issued an enforcement order. You and Mike had been out there for site visit or something.
Okay.
So the engineering company.
Oh, where the new paved parking
Right.
Yes.
is. The question there was, it's recently paved, but whether there'd been wetland filling in the past, and now it was just so much time had elapsed that you couldn't even tell what had been there versus what is there now.
If there was any wetland there, it was way before. That was my family's home. So, there was no wetland there. Probably maybe when they filled for the Mass Pike or something, there may have been, but
Well, the
there's
only
been
thing
nothing there that
I
I've
could-
ever seen.
I couldn't remember because we had a filing years ago, probably 8 to 10 years ago, for that Galaxy or Gateway Computer Company.
I think that's what Mike was talking. I wasn't familiar with what he was
Right.
referring to,
So
but
I
he
asked you,
seemed
of course, we can't
concerned.
find the file. And once again, we can't find a file. So I don't recall if it was because of the well fields across the street, because there's nothing on that site. So I'm trying to understand.
There might be a swing on the back side for the highway. But
I guess I'm gonna have to go take a look, because the engineer said there's nothing there, so.
Yeah.
And just one last thing relative to, I neglected to call Mike Wade from Motorsports. I totally forgot until Monday when Sheila reminded me. I did call him, I left a message, I have not heard back from him. So anyways, that being said, it's 7:32, so I'm going to call for the continued public hearing for the Auburn Middle School. Is there a motion to reopen?
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Hello. Mr. Croy, come on.
Who seconded it?
You want me to put this down?
Yeah.
Sure, that's great. It's kind of warm in here again, sorry.
Yeah, not as bad as last time.
You don't think so?
Maybe I'm mentally prepared.
Okay. I'm just thinking ocean, beach, cold.
That's great. So on Sunday, Mr. Garland attended the site walk with us, and we were able to review the wetland line. He had no changes at all. One area that when I went back, just to refresh the flagging, I looked at it more closely and thought that it warranted the wetland line to come out of it. And it was associated with this isolated wetland here. So I added 5 flags and removed a couple of flags just to include another area. So this is a revised plan
Okay.
for the commission. And I have a full-size set and then 11 by 17s if you want to have a closer look.
Was he the only one that went?
He was
on
the only
Sunday?
one that attended.
Well, Mr. Carpenter and I went on Monday.
Okay.
And we were pretty much okay with what we saw.
Okay.
So,
Do you have any questions about that? Or?
I didn't think, I mean, they're pretty well defined. I thought, you know.
Thank you.
I think Dan, is that what you were talking about 2 seconds?
Yes,
You were talking about the middle school?
yes, because I've been back there on the path, and I just didn't have a good sense of where the wetland was relative to that path back there. So this makes it a little bit more plain.
Do you have a plan with the building overlaid on it with you?
That was my other question.
I will
And
take
think
this off then.
that will be very helpful to have that.
I'm so used to seeing that area wooded that I'm still trying to wrap my brain around where this fits in.
So the wetland that Andrea described is right in this area here. And what I'm tracing actually shows the older flag, so I think it probably comes out a little more like something like that. But the proposed building actually extends into what's now currently wooded. We don't have well, you can just barely make out the vegetation line along here. So this area is wooded, this would be cleared. The driveway access, which extends out to West Street, more or less follows the line of the existing dirt path that runs along here and serves as access for the Auburn Water District. In conversations with the Auburn Water District, they have requested continued access through there, and we're in the process of revisiting this connection a little bit so that it works with the vehicles and the type of equipment that they need to get in and out of there. But you can see that this is the area where the dirt path runs along and eventually gets down to here. There's, I think, a bridge abutment at this corner of this site. And you can kind of make out here, this is the 400-foot wellhead protection zone.
And everything you're doing is outside of the buffer zone anyway.
The 100-foot buffer zone, there is some impact within this. This is within the 100-foot buffer zone. The building itself is not within 100 feet. I do not believe, unless since we've moved it. Are we into that now? Okay, we're not. So we do have some grading. I think our intent, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, is to leave that we're fairly close to the existing grade of the existing dirt path.
Yeah, but the area, there will be some embankment grading along the edge of the access road, as it's shown on there. So we're in the general alignment area of the existing gravel road, but there will be some increased grade. So there will be grading work within the buffer zone. So we'll be fine.
There's also a little bit of work. We're into the 100-foot buffer zone from this wetland area, but this is more of a site feature. It's a student garden, so that will have limited impact.
You don't intend to pave within a 100-foot buffer. It looks like you're kind of...
This portion, I believe, is within 100 feet. So we are...
See the dotted line on the handout that they gave us? It's right along that border, so.
Do you have a sense of where the existing dirt path in the woods there is relative to the boundary of work? It's a pretty well-defined dirt path inside the woods.
It is. We don't have it overlaid on this, but as I said,
It's on the other map.
it comes along.
Oh, it does
comes right
actually.
along this line here. And
Oh, wow.
This is
Okay.
where the water district access kind of peels off of that. You can see that on your map. I would mention that this area of the, which is really the closest we come to the pretty well-defined waterfront area there is already paved.
So that's directly adjacent to the boat ramp then?
It is.
That's directly
Correct.
across the street from the
Yes.
boat ramp?
And just make out
Wow,
the
okay.
curb cut for the boat ramp right about there.
Now, how does this impact, if at all, the use of that area by the fire department? Because that's where their test tower is,
By
right
the
there.
fire department, it will not impact.
Okay.
The plan is to continue both uses of the fire department training complex here and also the fire department and district offices, which are in the Randall building.
What about people parking for the boat ramp?
There is some impact there.
Because that's currently quite a small parking lot as is.
Yeah, we have had the topic of the boat ramp did come up, and it's not a very safe condition the way it exists now with the I'm not sure what the town's plans are in terms of continuing the use of that boat ramp, but our recommendation would be to I think to discourage use of that because it's really
Good
not
luck
deep
with
enough
that.
to. I understand. That. I understand it's popular.
Is that the only
Is that
access?
town or is that state though?
Well, West Street's town.
Okay, but the ramp.
Boat ramp, I believe, is on Water District
think,
property,
yeah.
because
Oh.
they've come before the commission
Right.
Yeah.
to regrade there, and
Right.
that's,
And I seem to remember it getting somewhat refurbished in the past couple of years, so
yeah.
that's a whole different kettle of fish there.
but usage is a Water District issue. It's not we have no impact on whether they allow boating or they don't. That's a Water District issue.
I think the problem we see with the boat ramp is just that it's not deep enough to allow vehicles to back down into here and exit the boat ramp without crossing West Street. So as they're actually pulling out, they're out into traffic.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But that's been an ongoing issue for years then, so,
well, anyway.
as she said, different issue.
Not exactly our issue.
But if you'd like, I can just get, I know people have probably seen this many times already and maybe have had enough of it, but I can give you a brief walkthrough of the project if you'd like, or whatever your pleasure is.
I saw the long walkthrough, so.
I'm sure most people
I've
have.
seen 2 or 3 walkthroughs myself. but-
Yeah, I think,
And of course, you're going to be coming back anyway, so
We will,
you do have
right.
some work in the buffer zone, so. All right. Are there any other questions from board members or anything relative to this? Okay, did you
Was
have
there
anything else?
actually, was there another wetland somewhere? It was like an isolated wetland
There was-
There's an isolated wetlands.
near the Masonic
Yes,
property or
exactly,
something?
within the wooded area.
This is sheet 1, there's a sheet 2.
Oh, okay. I
That
was
could
wondering,
not
'cause then
change.
it looked like I saw everything. Right, that one.
And that's just to the right of the
Yeah.
entrance to the Masonic.
Right.
Okay. And that, will there be construction in that area or?
That is in this, that is the area that is right here. So
Okay.
this is that student garden.
Okay.
So we're
Oh, I see.
about,
This
It's
is,
not shown on here.
this is the orientation, so I guess around,
the corner's about 80 feet. The corner of this
Okay.
is
So it is
about 80
within
feet
100.
from the,
It's all currently open lot area. So we won't be any tree service or anything like that.
now, are you building the soccer field currently? Are you going to build it? I know it was talked about initially as proposed, where you're
Which
showing
one?
it.
Yes, the secondary field there, that's another practice field out there.
Woods.
What's not so much.
Yeah, quite a lot of ledge, it looks like. Is there anything else on this?
That's quite a hillside there.
If there aren't any other questions relevant to this filing, then is there a motion?
Make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Okay, thank you very much for coming out again. So we'll get our decision out ASAP.
I need some business guys. We can go out separate. Just want to make sure I'm spelling everything correctly.
And Brady Thursday was a good idea to mention.
All right, that's fine. I use right there anymore. Easier. It's not the way I spelled it. I think I have that. I just
Okay.
needed the correct spelling.
Recommendation.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I had yours, I had your name spelled correctly, and I had the company. Okay, thank you.
School building scrutiny.
Okay.
Thank you again.
All right, thank you.
Have a nice evening. Nice rest of the evening.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay, so the bylaw regulations, we're gonna try to wrap up at the next meeting. 404 Washington Street, I told you I'm waiting to hear back from him.
Yep.
Site visits. National Grid, I gotta call the contact person that I have now. Enforcement orders, Silvery Street, I told you the lawyer's gonna be filing a
Yeah.
notice of intent. 510 Southbridge Street, we're gonna have to go out and look at that because I don't know. Pending business miscellaneous, we're down to minutes it looks like. I haven't looked at the ones from the last meeting, so.
I'll have to abstain or recuse myself from commenting on those minutes as I wasn't here.
It's gonna kill it.
Isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you want to wait on the minutes till the next meeting?
Well, do you want to look at the ones on, did you guys look at the ones on the 14th of August? We had those? Okay. All right, then, you know what, I have corrections for the 14th of August, so why don't I give those to Sheila, and then we'll do all of the rest of them and clean them up
Fine.
for the next meeting, is that all right?
Works.
Okay. And the next meeting is going to be on September 25th.
Just to let you know, I may be a few minutes late because we have the economic development at 6.
Okay.
So that might stretch a few minutes.
Do
I
you
don't
want-
anticipate it, but
All right. You want to do the decision on the Anorad for the school? We should. I mean, we can. Is there a motion?
what? I'm new to the board, so.
What?
I'm new to the board, so someone with more experience in the verbiage should probably.
Well, it's an ORAD. It's the Order of Resource Area Delineation that you want to issue in response to the ANRAD, the abbreviated notice of resource area delineation.
So we're just saying we agree.
If you agree, then
That's our decision.
Make a motion to accept the ANRAD as proposed, as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Do you have an ORAD signature page, Brian?
I think I had one in here last time, and I hope I made some more.
All right, so all we have left to do is we're going to sign that. Is there any other business? If there isn't any other business, all we're going to do is sign the ORAD decision on the middle school. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn, Madam Chair.
Is there a second?
I will
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Thank you very much.